Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I don't know why, yesterday, if you watched the videos I uploaded yesterday, quite a negative tone, I'm not going to lie to you, but today I've got a lot of energy, right? Not just for football, not just for making videos, just in life in general, to be frank with you. I'm feeling good. It's been a great start to January. To be fair, Chelsea won, City were battered at PSG last night, completely bottling a 2-goal lead against Paris Saint-Germain. The kings, or the queens, or the jokers of the bottle. Tottenham Hotspur are the kings of the bottling. So PSG, they're right up there with Spurs as probably the worst bottling side in the history of time. But Man City, just in time for Chelsea, exhausted themselves. And I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. And if you watch yesterday's video, I kind of feel like the rant that I went on about the issues that I have with the club's strategy right now, I feel like I just let it go. I let it get off my chest. And as much as a lot of people saw it as like a really negative, insufferable video, fair enough. Today, though, I am going to talk about the news. There is some exciting stuff that is developing. And first of all, we are going to talk about a player that has left Chelsea right now. And I'll tell you this, Renato Veiga leaving Chelsea wasn't on my 2025 bingo card. I must say, I like the bloke. I think he's a good player. Didn't want to see him leave, but this isn't actually as bad as you'd think. Exclusive, this from Fabrizio Romano. Juventus agree deal with Chelsea to sign Renato Veiga. Here we go. Loan deal for €5 million, loan fee until June, no buy option clause, and then player back to Chelsea at the end of June for the club's World Cup. Vega expected to play as centre-back at Juventus. My position on Renato Veiga earlier this month when it was rumoured that other clubs wanted him, Chelsea were open to sell him. Vega said that he wanted to stay, which I like. I like the attitude of Renato Veiga. I think personality-wise, I think he's clearly got a lot about him. He's very endearing to Chelsea fans. He's easy to like. He's a very likable character. But then as the season's gone on and certain matches have become more difficult, Chelsea weren't just running through and destroying teams the way that we were a few months ago, Vega's role has kind of diminished a little bit. He's not been used as often. He wasn't brought off the bench as much and not even always making the squad. So when I look at this and I think about what Vega wants, and that is to be a central defender, and obviously Chelsea and Maresca saw him as that versatile left-back, CDM, inverted player, not always necessarily as a centre-back. Juventus have had some of the most elite central defenders in Europe over the years. And for Chelsea to get €5 million, when I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we only spent €12 million to sign the guy on a long-term deal. If Maresca isn't going to be using him between now and the end of the season, yes, I know that I said yesterday I've got some concerns about the depth within this squad, but I think this could actually be a really good move for Chelsea, Renato Veiga, and probably Juventus as well. If they're looking for a centre-half right now, and they're willing to spend €5 million, and Chelsea don't have to sell him in the summer, this gives us the choice. If we see Renato Veiga, whilst he's at Juventus, and we're like, blimey, it's a physical league, and he's doing very well, he's bossing it there, then it gives us another option. And I think if Chelsea are in control of that situation where Vega said that he wants to be at Chelsea, he wants to make it at Chelsea, I always want to see players that want to play for us, then I think this is a good position. I wish him all the best on the loan. Again, based on the fact that there's not been that many incomings, I'm slightly reserved, but I think overall, to get €5 million for 6 months, see him play where he wants to play, we might need to sign centre-backs, or do we? Let's see how he develops at Juventus. We move into another very exciting, potentially, piece of news here regarding Ipswich Town striker Liam Delap, son of Rory. Chelsea hold a strong interest in Liam Delap and are viewed by many industry insiders as in pole position to land his signature. Ipswich don't wish to sell mid-season, but a summer exit is realistic. Realistically, I think Liam Delap is gone. If you say to me on GBFC this time next year, Liam Delap is still bagging goals for Ipswich, I'll probably tell you that you're not quite right, mate. I think he's scoring for someone else. I think Liam Delap is going to get a big move. When I look at the way that he plays, the way he played against Chelsea, I'm like, that was the convincing I needed. I think before Chelsea lost to Ipswich, I was like, I don't know about Liam Delap. Is this just another young striker that Maresca's worked with, that Chelsea see the potential in? is it just another one of those? Is he really that good? And then I saw the way that he bullied us, and I'm like, well, actually, who am I to say, like, nah, we don't want Liam Delap, when realistically he's got everything that Chelsea want right now. Chelsea want players that have got these very high ceilings, because we love looking up at the roof at the moment, don't we? We always talk about bloody ceilings. But he's scoring in the Prem, proven in the Prem. Maresca's had great things to say about him. He's played under him before. He really will become a very dominant Premier League striker. So I think right now, Ipswich, they're making moves. They've just signed Enciso from Brighton, who I thought was a class player. He's kind of disappeared a bit this season, but it's a good signing for them. They're going to do everything in their power to remain in the Premier League. They've been pretty poor at times, but they also play some good football at times. So will they stay up? I think a lot of that hinges on Liam Delap. So with that being said, I do think this is probably unrealistic when it comes to solving Chelsea's need for a striker right now. And if you want to hear about my thoughts on the need for a striker, then please do check out the video that was last uploaded on GBFC before this news video, where I go into my concerns about the striker position. But I want to put it out there right now on the channel. If Chelsea sign Liam Delap, I am delighted. I think he's a really good player, and I think he would bring a lot to this football club. We move into another interesting story regarding Juventus midfielder Douglas Luiz. After Man City, Chelsea have also asked Juventus about potential loan for Douglas Luiz until June. Juventus have no intention to open doors to loan move at this stage. Negotiations are not advancing. Well, that basically means that we're not going to sign Douglas Luiz on loan based on what's happening right now. And this is something that is always the case in the transfer window. Positions can change. The player might start to poke and be like, well, he's only featured, I think, 12 times for Juventus this season. Maybe he wants to play more football. Maybe he wants that Premier League return. And if he's not part of the plans at Juventus, only 14% of his appearances this season have actually been within the Juve starting 11. So Juve might not want to get rid of him right now, but let's see how incessant and persistent Chelsea will be. Realistically, right now, we do need midfield cover. I think Douglas Luiz is a very good player. I liked what I saw of him at Aston Villa. Wouldn't necessarily say I'm always a big fan of these, like, big name player, January transfer window, loan moves. Like, remember when we loaned Sorniguez? Don't think he came in January, but that will go down as one of the most underwhelming loans in the history of the Premier League, won't it? Douglas Luiz could be a solution, but at the same time, right? Like, why are we trying to go out there and do these loan deals for players when we've already got midfielders out on loan that are doing well, showing that they could do enough to be at Chelsea right now? If it was me, I'd be... Santos at Strasbourg is a different one because he's actually doing so well, such a pivotal player for them, and maybe it will stunt his growth. But we found out yesterday, Enzo Fernandez out for 2 weeks. Lavia for 5. Let's just be real. It's going to be 2 months, probably 3. So Chelsea do need backup in this position. Douglas Luiz, I'm open to it if it's only a loan. I don't want to see us going and spending ridiculous amounts of money on this kid. This guy, he's not a kid. This guy, when we've got Andre Santos, who's 20 years old, who looks like an absolute baller, and I want to see him at Chelsea, or at least given a shot again next pre-season. He went out there, he flew out with the team, I think, in the pre-season tour that we were on last summer, but then ends up leaving. I don't want to see this happen again. We move into the updates regarding Alejandro Garnacho, and guys, there is movement with this, and straight off the top, before we address the news, I think Garnacho is going to end up at Chelsea this January. Exclusive, Napoli have made contact with Borussia Dortmund today for Karim Adeyemi. Talks start with BVB open to January exit. Negotiations for Alejandro Garnacho are still on, but no agreement with Man United after first bid. Chelsea are also weighing up a formal proposal. So, for those of you not in the know with this one, Napoli sent a bid to Manchester United for Alejandro Garnacho. It was significantly under the asking price that Manchester United were asking for. And let me give you some added context here. Manchester United insist on €70 million for Garnacho. What I'm told is that Chelsea are discussing internally, and they are really considering Garnacho and are considering a bid in the next days or hours. I cannot really get as excited about this one as a lot of people might want me to. I think the Garnacho signing is very much something that Chelsea fans are on the fence with. I think if we'd already addressed the goalkeeper, if we'd already addressed another number 9 and we looking at the midfield, the center of the midfield, maybe we could get a bit more excited about it. But like even then, Garnacho has just become a burden at Manchester United. I know there is some semblance here to what we saw with Jadon Sancho. A lot of people weren't that excited about Sancho, but Sancho just needed to be somewhere where he felt loved. Sancho just needed to be somewhere where the manager respected him and wanted him to play. And sometimes when there is that kind of fluidity and relationship between a manager and a player, then you get so much more from that player. There's no doubt that Garnacho could become a really great footballer. I don't doubt that for a second. But right now, when I look at the Chelsea squad, we've even got loads of wingers already. We've got Sancho. Tyreek George made his Premier League debut. Madueke, Neto. Mudryk is still kind of like the elephant in the room. But you got Esteval coming in the summer as well. We're going to end up with so many wingers. Where's the quality keeper? Where's the quality number 9? Backup for Jackson. As much as I don't want to be as negative in every video as I was in that video yesterday, I'm just saying how it is, you know. I can't sit here and be like, yeah, Garnacho to Chelsea for 60 million quid is great business for us right now. It's just not. It's just fundamentally not the right way to spend the money. Ipswich don't want to sell Liam Delap right now. But if Chelsea go and offer that 60 million that we want to offer Man United potentially for Garnacho, if we go and give Liam Delap and Ipswich 60 million quid, I think they say yes even now. Just put it that way and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below with this, because Esteval is a serious talent. He's joining in the summer. Noni, Neto, Sancho, Mudryk, Garnacho, Tyreek George. We can only use 2 wingers per game, all right? And in the meantime, you've still got the big dilemma about Nkunku, Felix, and should Palmer be rested? Like, there's just so many questions right now, and I don't think what we're discussing today about Garnacho is the answer. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Final story that we're going to talk about in this video. There may be more videos later on today if there is developments or movements with any of the transfer business. This is from Lyle Thomas. Exclusive, Southampton would not entertain offers of any less than 55 million at least for Tyler Dibbling this month. That's pounds, by the way. As Aston Villa, Chelsea and Tottenham all continue to monitor the 18-year-old's progress at Saints. I'm just going to say this now because there isn't really too much concrete movement or concrete talk about Chelsea going for Tyler Dibbling. But he's a really good player. He's a very exciting player. See how it develops, but I don't want to talk about it any more than that right now. Thank you guys for watching this Chelsea news video. I hope you got your dose first thing in the morning. If there is anything more to follow up with later on today, I will, of course, keep you guys updated here on the channel. And if there isn't that much to talk about before I go to bed, remember, I know sometimes it seems like I'm late with these news videos, but I live the other side of the world. It's 8+ hours. And I can't stay up until 3 a.m. every night of the week because it's already difficult enough doing that when the games are on at that time. So bear with me. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Come on, you Blues.